Roll call of Alderman.
Heisler.
Here.
Kinsella.
Here.
Meyer.
Here.
Holt. Anderson.
Here.
Rudowitz.
Here.
Carpenter.
Here.
Hart.
Here.
Silsby.
Here.
Hayden.
Here.
Seibert.
Here.
Martinson. Elmore.
Here.
Schneider.
Here.
Musgrove.
Here.
Arlen.
Here. Alderman Martinson is excused. Roll call, department heads.
Police Chief Clay. Fire Chief Langston.
Here.
Mike Flynn.
Here.
Ken Vaughn. Royce Carlisle.
Here.
Jamie Metrick.
Here.
Tim Gregowitz.
Here.
Jim Schneider.
Here.
Leander Spearman.
Here.
Emily Foltz.
Here.
Chuck Schaefer. Bob Sable.
Here. Chuck Schaefer and Kenny Vaughn are excused. Chief Blaze is coming in, and I think that's everybody. This time, ladies and gentlemen, if you would please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time we will open tonight's meeting with public participation. We have no public hearing this evening. I will ask that once I recognize you, that you'd step up to the microphone, give your name and address. Note that Chuck Schaefer is here. I was thinking you'd tell me. I was thinking, I don't know, I thought I had a message that you were excused this evening, but he's here. Please state your name and address and try to keep your comments to 2 to 3 minutes. So, anyone this evening would like to speak in public participation? Okay, we'll start here and work down the way.
Rick Brown, 618 South Pennsylvania Avenue, Belleville, Illinois. Got a question. You know, last meeting we had, there was these amendments to the, I call it the baby ordinance amendments. Who wrote them? Any of you aldermen write them? Holt, Hayden, Seibert, Meyer, Carpenter?
Mr. Brown.
I'm asking a question. Somebody wrote it.
This is not question and answer period.
Well, sometimes it is, Mayor. This is called our 2 to 3 minutes. All right? Mr. Musgrove, did you write it? Mr. Musgrove, did you write that ordinance or the amendments?
Okay, Mr. Brown, now listen. You're not here to interrogate this council.
Well, somebody wrote it.
If you have a statement, this is your
All right.
chance.
Here's
But
my
if
statement.
not- If not, you can sit
Here's
down.
what you've done. You have adopted the 2006 Property Maintenance Code. This is not a crime ordinance. This is a safety ordinance. No different than the electrical code, the plumbing code, and the building code. That's all it is. This isn't about crime. You amended 2 tiny little sites that were in this. You pulled it out. And you added 2 sites from this 17-year-old code that has certain occupancy limitations based on square footage. It's not in the new code. You took it out, you added this. And you didn't even add all of the square footage limitation. You left out a major part of it, which means that less people can stay in a dwelling than what this code even said. You know, you guys are at war with your own residents. You know, you make us hire certain electricians. You make us hire certain plumbers. You make us jump through all these hoops. You know, you try to tell us who can live in our house, what relationships they've had. We got to register our babies. We got to get, you know, every time somebody comes over to stay for a week, we got to register them like it's Motel 6. We don't do that kind of stuff in America. You know, that's the kind of stuff that they did in Nazi Germany in the 30s. You know, the only thing that I don't see coming from this council now is a tattoo on the inside of the forearm, you know, which says which people work in the factories and which go to the furnaces. You know, I'm not done yet, Mayor.
I think you
But you're stuck on this square footage stuff. It's not in the ordinance. It never was in the ordinance. And here I've got 10 different sets of occupancy inspections done by this city. You send your inspectors out here, and I'm not talking about some of the aldermen. Maybe a few of you know about it, but it's from the top up there. These ordinances, or these inspections, all have different square footages on them, different amounts of bedrooms. 6 people, 7 people, 11 people in the same house. They were inspected at different times. Now, what does it take to measure length times width? And you still get it wrong. But you undersize dwellings 20 to 60%, and it's done on purpose because you want to keep large families, which are mainly associated with certain ethnic groups, and you want to keep them out of the city, and you do it on purpose. Now, that's a violation of the 64 and the 67 Civil Rights Act. And when those guys come back in here, the Justice Department, and they start shaving heads, the worst thing you can worry about is whether you're going to even get elected or not. Because some of the stuff that you promote, Mayor, is racially motivated. And that is a
Mr.
fact.
Brown, your time is to sit down. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, my name is Rose Wilson, 322 West I Street, Belleville. I originally was not going to speak tonight, but I'm really, really tired of references being made to Nazi Germany all the time. Mr. Brown, you have no clue what you're talking about. Live it and know what it was like before you compare Belleville, Illinois with Nazi Germany. I would suggest you study your history. Thank you.
You're next.
Michael Hackberg, 701 Centerville Ave. In the BND article published on Sunday, the mayor and finance director stated that Market Fresh Pizza didn't receive any money. Whether they paid sales tax up front and received a rebate check, or didn't pay any sales tax up front, the end results are the same. They paid for materials and the state didn't receive any sales tax revenue. In effect, they received public money. The penalty section of the contract states that Market Fresh will return all public funds and specifically refers to the sales tax certificate. I don't think the mayor has the authority to decide which companies must repay the city and which companies get to break their contracts without any restitution. The aldermen are required to approve these contracts. It should be the aldermen who decide whether or not to attempt to recover the money. The mayor also stated that he will not ask for money for fixing the sidewalks because it's an improvement that benefits the area and the city as a whole. On this, I will have to agree. The mayor has no right to ask for the cost of new sidewalks being reimbursed. Any normal business would have to pay out of pocket for the sidewalks to be installed. The city not only installed this sidewalk free of charge to the business, it's not included in the penalty section. I wonder why a lawyer hired by taxpayers to protect taxpayers' money would not have included the sidewalk in the reimbursement penalty section. This is yet another example of how the taxpayers are paying a premium for legal advice and getting poor results. Mayor, I would also request that you stop saying that Market Fresh gave the building a facelift. The owner of Market Fresh did as much to paint that building as your wife did to paint Eckert's Flower Shop on 14th Street.
You know, ma'am, sir.
Both buildings were painted in October of 2010 by the Delilah Paint the Town.
That's correct, but I'm going to tell you, my wife did not own the building at 14th and Main, and that was not even coordinated, so get your facts straight. You want to tie my wife and I into the building at 1401 West Main, get your facts. We didn't own that building, and we didn't make the arrangements with Kent Ernst, who owned the building at that time, to paint that building. So get your facts straight. And I never said that Delilah didn't paint Market Fresh.
You said that the owner...
When I said that the improvements in general at Market Fresh, what I told the news media, has left the building in better shape today. And it is in better shape. It'll be more marketable. And quite honestly, with the sidewalk, the city engineer and I visited the sidewalk situation. That sidewalk was in very bad shape, and we had some trip and falls right near or at that sidewalk in the past. So that sidewalk was going to get replaced whether Market Fresh went in there or not, because we were trying to minimize the city's liability to injury.
At this time, I'd like to enter a copy of the BND article.
That's fine. Yes, sir, Mr. Lander.
South 29th Street, Belleville, Illinois. I'm really perplexed about how people spend their taxpayers' money in the county and the city. I'm sure that all you aldermen and mayor and Mark Kern and company do not spend their own money as recklessly as you do county and taxpayer money and grant money. This is all, you Democrats seem to think money grows on trees, and if it comes out of the federal government or out of the taxpayer's pocket, it's free money. Nobody to pay $1 million for a $150,000 piece of swamp. I'd give a Calhoun, here's $300,000, take it or leave it. You doubled your money. Be happy with that. Now we pay $1 million. And to make a long story short, I guess, I got a feeling 60% of the people in this county and city are total morons, or these people wouldn't be getting elected all the time. That's about all I got to say. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Stuart. Anyone else this evening? Hearing none, I will close public participation. And we will move into the regular meeting. At this time, I want to ask Taylor Munkin, who's been here before, to come forward. Taylor's you senior this year, Taylor?
Yes.
Senior at Altough Catholic High School, a member of the Basic Youth Board, and has been here and volunteered tonight to help us with the character word of the month for February. Taylor?
This month's word is trustworthiness. The basic initiative, our definition of that is truthfulness in words and actions, being honest and reliable in our words and actions. Right now, actually, an example would be our adult moderators have actually put their trust in the Basic Youth Board, and we're in the process of creating a character promotion program for junior high students. We're actually doing our first run through in March at West Junior High. We're going to try and build the self-esteem of kids in the area and promote good character.
Taylor, thank you, and thank all the kids on the Basic Youth Board. They do a great job. We thank you. Great. This time we will move on to reading of the minutes. The minutes of the regular city council meeting held January 22nd, 2013. What's your pleasure? I think there was a correction, a noted correction on your desk. Do I hear a motion?
John, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of the January 22nd, 2013 regular city council meeting with the revisions to page 8 of the city council minutes.
Motion by Alderman Heisler, second by Alderman Kinsella, to approve the minutes and have them filed, and note that Alderman Rudkowitz voted present on that one vote. That was a note, right, Olivia?
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Any additions, comments? All in favor of the motion and with the correction added, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have claims, payroll, and disbursements. What's your pleasure?
Yes, Your Honor, I move to have the claims, payroll, and disbursements be paid.
Motion by Alderman Anderson, do I hear a second? Second by Alderman Heisler, do I hear any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Carpenter.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Sillsby. Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert. Elmore.
Aye.
Schneider.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Arlen.
Motion carries. We have the city attorney report dated January 18, 2013. What's your pleasure?
Motion to receive and file.
Motion by Alderman Meyer, do I hear a second? Second by Alderman Seibert, do I hear any discussion? Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Flynn, some of these things you seem to stay on here forever. Does it mean there's no action? Does it mean?
No, you've asked that, you know, I know you've asked that before, and I've tried to explain, you know, you're talking about the demolition cases
No,
or
no,
other
no, no,
cases?
no, no. I'm talking about the specific cases.
David, you know, about one in particular possibly. Some of them now I'm not handling, some are being handled by, other
And one of
attorneys.
them does say, you know, we turn it into the insurance company. Some of them just seem like they've been on there a long time.
I agree. I mean, you have a question about one in particular, I try to answer it, but I don't dispute that some of them take much longer than you would anticipate or hope.
Okay, and is it scheduling or of the court, is it continuances?
It's a little bit of all of it.
Okay.
motion and a second. Yes?
Number 6, 100 North Love Street is a fairly historical building, significant that part of town. We disagree with the city pursuing demolition on that building.
But that's in the minutes, it's not action,
Objection to that?
it's not an action being taken tonight. It's a note in the, is that what you're saying? It's in the minutes, in the attorney's report.
It's a case, it's a pending case.
It's a pending case.
Do you know anything about the property? Since you're the attorney representing this city?
Yes, actually, I've actually even been in that particular property.
Okay, I'll just point out it's a fairly significant building.
That case has been pending for probably 2.5 to 3 years. The owner has fought that at every stage of the proceeding. We've had depositions taken in that case, extensive discovery taken in that case, and it's been on the report for 2 to 3 years now. So it's been an ongoing case for quite some time.
With the same owner?
And somebody that he's attempted to convey it to, yes. So the parties have changed during that process, only by addition, not by subtraction.
Okay, so we still have a motion to approve the minutes, I'm sorry, the city attorney report in a second. If there's no further discussion, all in favor of accepting and filing the report signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Before we go to the zoning board of appeals, I'm going to take the privilege as chair to move up. There's some family members here with the fire department this evening. There's several promotions on page 3 of 5. On page 3, I'd like to first of all take the first item and ask for a motion to approve the hiring of probationary police officer Clayton Green effective February 11, 2013 at 12 a.m. Motion by Alderman Silsby. Who's the second? Second by Alderman Schneider. Any discussion on that? Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Carpenter.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Schneider.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Arlen.
Motion carries. Is Clayton Green here this evening by chance? Okay. I didn't think I saw him, but I would ask. This time I'd ask for a motion to approve the promotion of Battalion Chief J.P. Panay to Assistant Fire Chief effective February 5th, 2013 at 12 a.m. Motion by Alderman Silsby, second by Alderman Meyer. Chief Panay has been serving as the acting Assistant Fire Chief now for several months. And you all, I think, confirmed that on a temporary basis until we got this all worked out with the list. So this time we have a motion and a second to formally make J.P. Panay the Assistant Fire Chief for the city of Belleville. Hearing no other questions, roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
Holt. Anderson.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Carpenter.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert. Elmore.
Aye.
Schneider.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Arlen.
Motion carries. I'll wait to get you all up here in just a minute whenever we get all through these. This time I'd ask for a motion to approve the promotion of Captain Arthur Jacobs to Battalion Chief effective February 5th, 2013 at 12 a.m. Motion by Alderman Silsby, second by Alderman Heisler. Discussion? Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Carpenter.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Schneider.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Arlen.
Motion carries. Next one, I'd ask for a motion to approve the promotion of engineer Jesse, I can butcher this up, Jesse?
Garnica.
Garnica. That's what I thought it was, but I thought maybe I was going to mess that up. Sorry. Garnica to the rank, promotion to engineer. I'm sorry, from engineer to captain. I'm sorry, to captain. He is an engineer. To captain, effective February 5th, 2013 at 12 a.m. Motion by Alderman Silsby, second by Alderman Seibert. Do I hear any discussion on that one? Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Carpenter.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Schneider.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Arlen.
Motion carries. The next one. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to approve the promotion of firefighter Josh Cates to engineer effective February 5th, 2013 at 12 a.m. Motion by Alderman Silsby, second by Alderman Meyer. Do I hear discussion? Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
Holt. Anderson.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Carpenter.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Sillsby.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert. Elmore.
Aye.
Schneider.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Arlen.
Motion carries. Chief, you want to introduce these guys? It is nice that they're all here.
This is the Assistant Chief Panay and his wife Summer, standing right here. Captain Carnica.
Very good. We have been quite a few promotions recently, and I appreciate all of you accepting the increased responsibilities, and your contributions to the city's fire department are much appreciated, as I think you already probably know, but just a good time to remind you. Thank you. All righty, moving on. We will go backwards now, just for a couple minutes, to get to Zoning Board of Appeals. We're going back to page 1, and I'd ask for Mr. Turner to read these.
There are 4 cases here, all of them have been recommended for approval as a group.
Any objections if we read them as a group? Proceed.
Case 76, Sharon and Heather Noblet, that's the Acropolis, request a sign permit for the area of special control in order to install an approximately 25 square foot awning sign and 2 window signs totaling approximately 2 square feet each for a total of 29 square feet of signage located at 124 East Main Street. Case number 2, missionary opera of Mary McElroy, requests to rezone the property at 2 Crispy Road from an A1 single family zoning district to C2 heavy commercial zoning district. Case 4, Rick Casey Jr., St. Clair County Highway Department, requesting a use variance in order to build a canopy over the fuel pump system, a small shed to house equipment, and approximately 250 square foot metal siding garage at 40 North Waterworks Drive in an A1 single family residential zoning district. And case 5, St. Paul Home for the Age, requesting the amendment to PUD in order to allow for up to 134 beds rather than the previously approved 130 beds.
We have a motion by Alderman Seibert, second by Alderman Silsby, to have those 5 cases, case 76, case, there's 4 cases, I'm sorry.
2, 4, and 5.
2, 4, and 5, okay. Case number 2, case number 4, and case number 5, all approved, and have the proper ordinances drawn. We have a motion and we have a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion to have them approved and have the proper ordinance drawn signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Police and Fire Pension Fund report for fiscal year ending April 30th, 2012. I'd ask for a motion to accept and file. Motion by Alderman Silsby, second by Alderman Rudowitz. Any discussion? Motion, all in favor to accept and file signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 4 reports. Alderman Anderson.
Yes, Your Honor, on behalf of the Master Sewer Committee, I'd like to make a motion to approve the long-term control plan construction pay request number 31 from Kearney Blue John Tupino Way Merchant for the total amount of $575,431.83. And I so move.
Motion by Alderman Anderson, second by Alderman Hayden, to approve that motion coming from Minister Sewer. Any discussion? Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Carpenter.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Sillsby.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Schneider.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Arlen.
Aye.
Motion carries. Alderman Meyer.
Your Honor, on behalf of the Economic Development and Annexation Committee, I'd like to make a motion to approve the development agreement with Kroger Limited Partnership for demolition and site improvements related to the construction of a new rural food store located at 1703 North Belt West, with the city offering certain
Motion by Alderman Mar, second by Alderman Anderson. Any discussion? Yes, sir, Alderman.
Your Honor, these are some questions that were brought to my attention today that I want to get further clarification on. I know we briefly discussed I believe, the finance meeting, that there's been concerns raised on, is there adequate parking for this site?
Emily?
I know it's been stated that it meets the ordinance, but is the footprint of this new building will be bigger than the existing building? Because the concern is, do they have enough parking, even if they meet the ordinance, has there been a study done to meet the ban so they're not parking on the street?
Yeah, okay. Emily?
Yes, they haven't submitted a formal site plan yet to go through building permit review and all of that. That's the next phase in the development process. So it's my understanding after talking with Ruler Foods that there is adequate parking at the site based on the square footage of building that they're proposing to build.
And then
If
next
they
process.
would ask for a variance, I mean, they can go through that stage next, but we've had discussions about that and no concerns.
They certainly know our requirements, and when we see the final plans, the staff will review it. If it doesn't meet our requirements, then it will have to be reconsidered. I mean, or taking a look about asking for the variance and coming back to you all, but we have every reason to believe, based on talking to them, that there's adequate parking.
I know we didn't, at least I'm not aware of any impact study done as it relates to the other businesses in that particular area, and the concerns being that are we bringing in new sales tax or just diverting sales tax from one store to another. But another key question was raised to me by another constituent citizen right as I was getting ready to go to the master sewer meeting tonight, was, has there been any analysis or impact study done as it relates to traffic volumes as it relates to that intersection 17th and the belt line?
I don't know of any traffic study yet, but you had, for years, you had Belleville Bowl, which had, at times, full bowling alleys and full banquet centers in the basement, operating maxed out at, and parking was everywhere. Based on the previous use of that building, before it sat idle, as it's been sitting now for about 6 years, there's no reason to believe that the impact of Ruler Food will be greater than at any time it ever was by Belleville Bowl.
Well, now Belleville Bowl, when they maybe had banquets and things such as that nature in the evening and that kind of stuff may have been full, but I don't necessarily believe that through the day, in the morning, that Belleville Bowl had
They had leagues throughout the day. They had a lunch program. They had meeting rooms in the basement. There was, in its day, there was stuff going on at that building, and they could be maxed out at any time, day or evening. Yes, ma'am?
Generally, if they're not applying for any new curb cuts or any new signalized intersections, we don't require a traffic study.
No, and that would be fair to everybody we would do. If IDOT had a problem, if we were having new curb cuts and some major change to the highway there, the belt line, which is IDOT controlled, we would have to go through them and they would have to be more intense. But this is nothing different than what's been there, and there's been no indication to this staff that there's going to be any significant impact, any greater than was ever on that property.
The concern is that they don't want people driving through their neighborhood, using their neighborhood as a cut through to get to that business. And I would
Julie knows that. We don't anticipate that to be a problem. Anything else? We have a motion and we have a second. Yes, ma'am.
I have a number of concerns about this. One, and I don't know if you're the best person to answer, Emily. Why is Kroger not bringing their flagship brand? Why are they bringing in a discount?
Because I think first of all, when opportunity comes in the city, we don't say to them, hey, we don't want you, we want this. That building has sat empty for 6 years, the Belleville Bowl. I am very happy that Kroger saw fit with this new product they have to consider Belleville out of all the sites that they look at. This is an opportunity to take down an old building and build a new structure. And it's a business model that they have that they, as he explained to you and all of us, that they've tried in Northern Illinois, Indiana, and it's going to be expanding into Iowa, I believe, and also into Missouri. You know, I think that it's not really our place to quiz these folks and say, well, we really don't want this. We want, you know, I am very happy that someone has come to us wanting to invest $3 million to build a new store that's going to make greater property tax and create sales tax, which there was never a whole lot of sales tax ever developed at Bel Air Bowl, probably minimal. And we have an opportunity to lift an old building that's been sitting empty and every year becomes a little bit more blighted. I don't think it was, you know, appropriate for staff or I to sit here and quiz them and tell them, well, we know you're bringing in a mid-size car, but we want a deluxe, full-size, fancy import. I think, you know, we're very grateful that they're here.
But there are reasons why we limit pawn shops, why we don't have straight
We're talking about...
Why we should limit the number of payday loan places.
So if Aldi's came back to Belleville, we wouldn't want an Aldi's either?
Aldi's is a completely different kind of thing.
I think Aldi's is probably the one comparison that probably is they're most compared to as far as competition.
All right, we have a philosophical difference about this. I also have a problem with the location. I did ask staff to give me a map of the grocery stores currently within the city limits. If you look at that, clearly we are very close on the same street as Shop and Save and Schnucks. It does not increase anyone's shopping ability as far as those who live on the far west end of town.
Alderman Holt, I think I explained this before, and I'll tell you again. It's America. They didn't come to us and say, Mayor, we'd like to be in Belleville. Would you give us some suggestions of where you'd like us? If they would
They even
have.
asked us for a bribe. Pay us $200,000 to knock down the building.
Well,
We don't want to include that in our business
I disagree with you. But my point is, you know, if I would have had, you know, we agree that there's probably a need for a grocery store on the south side. Their business model and their research shows that there is a reason that they targeted that site. There's growth, and I think it's fair to say there's a lot of new rooftops just to the north there in Swansea. A lot of new rooftops. And they look at rooftops when they look at their business model. And so it's not really, you know, what do you, I mean, we're not in a position, nor I don't think I would be very happy with my staff, as soon as somebody came to sit down at the table with us about entertaining a new business in Belleville, that we would run them away because we tell them, well, we're not happy with what you're proposing here. We think we know more about your business than you do. We're not, none of us, in the particular grocery business. They did their business plan. They did their model. They asked for this site. And competition is allowed in this country. So it's not for us to say...
They're telling us we're a second-class town because we don't deserve their flagship.
You know, I think you can read into this anything you want for the purpose of this. But I think, you know, I happen to disagree with you. Alderman Anderson?
Yeah, can I address that issue? A lot of those big industries are downsizing because the electricity, the cost of electricity, the refrigeration, they're doing anything they can green. They put LEDs in, so a lot of the Walmart's got the rural market, the restaurant, grocery stores. They're downsizing. They're selling stuff that's going to impact to the community and the basics. So they're getting away from the 70,000 square foot stores.
You're right. Some
Yes.
of them have so much in them.
They're trying to
not
find a
grocery
base for
store
like
anymore.
all of us. Trying to save a dime on your electricity, you're going to save a dime.
I understand that, but I do think they're making a statement about the kind of town we are.
They're huge. They take feasible studies. I'm in that industry. They take feasible studies. And it's getting the bang for the buck.
Alderman Schneider?
They see the north side.
My question is...
Use the microphone, please.
My question is on the part-time employees. If it's a family member that's going to be hired, let's say as the mother or father working part-time. They have to work 2 part-time jobs because they're very seldom do they pay any more than minimum wage. So that means this is jobs for young people. We need jobs that are going to, for families to get where they can work and support their homes and their family. And if you do have a part-time job, it's very hard to get another part-time job to blend in with the hours that they give you, because these places don't go 8 to noon or something like that. They go 10 to 2. They chop your hours up in the middle of the day. And I think we need to have a business, fine if they want to do this, but part-time, and we're giving them our hard-working citizens money to tear down this building when they don't even want to give full-time employment. I just don't see no respect in this to the people that has made this town, because they have worked hard. And it's very hard to get a job where you can work full-time and go home and take care of your family. If you got a part-time job, well, you're hurrying it, oh, well, this schedule's got to meet this one, and then you're overlapping. You can't do that with working families, and this is what these jobs are supposed to be for, is the working families.
Alderman Schneider, I don't disagree with you that we all love to see more quality jobs. But to me, the best way to do that in Belleville is to continue to show to people who are looking at Belleville that we're growing. That's why Ruler Foods chose us. We're growing. We've got growth here. We've got some positive things happening.
But it's not going to be jobs for the people.
Well, you know what? If we continue, if somebody came to us.
But then we don't need to give them money. If they want to come to us.
Alderman Schneider, you certainly have the right to cast your vote. We've been through this in committee, in several committees. You have a right to your vote, and I appreciate that.
And that's why I have a right to speak now.
And I'm not denying your right to speak.
You keep interrupting me. I have many times tonight seconded something, and you just look over me. Now, I just think if they want to come, we should not be paying them to come here.
Okay, thank you for your comments. Alderman Anderson?
Yes, we have not seen the contracts. They have not proposed contracts to the employees yet. They're not even on the ground yet, so it's really hard to.
It's a little premature to judge that.
I agree, premature, because we haven't even proposed the contracts.
Now, we do have a motion and second, correct, Mrs. Fields?
Yes.
We have a motion and second. Yes, ma'am?
I don't see within this a definition of what full-time equivalent means. Is there a standard industry?
Eric, don't we have it basically as a standard language for?
Yes, it's whatever, like 2 part-time employees or 2 half-time employees would equal 1 full-time equivalent. So it's the number of hours.
That language is in many of our agreements that you see.
Which I think is what Alderman Schneider was trying to say, that we're agreeing to.
But I started to say before, if a fast food restaurant came to us about that corner, we all know that most fast food restaurants are having part-time workers. You know, it's the sign of the times, but before, like anything, they have to walk before they can run too. And we don't even know for certain of the language is, full-time or equivalent, what's the language exactly, Eric?
Full-time equivalent.
Full-time equivalent. But like I said, they're going to, do their model, their business plan, and we'll see where it goes. But once again, I want to repeat, we have an opportunity tonight to move forward a company that's come back to Belleville. The parentship is Kroger. Ruler's a new division that they have with a $3 million investment. It's a new building definitely is going to increase property tax. Wouldn't you say, Eric? We're going to have more property tax, and we're going to have sales tax based on their sales projection, as you saw in your packet. And we're going to clear up what is slowly becoming a building that's been empty and slowly appearing to be more and more blighted every day. So that's the choice you have tonight. Anybody else, and we're going to put this to a vote. Alderman Kinsella?
I have to say that I disagree with Alderman Holt's characterization of building incentives as bribes. That does not speak for me, and I think it doesn't speak for the majority of this council. I think that was a poorly chosen comparison. They're not bribes, they're incentives for people to work, and we will make this money back because this building is going to be paying taxes. They're going to be generating sales tax revenue, and in the long run, we'll get the money back and it will go into the tip fund.
Absolutely, and if the building sat there, as you're talking about how long it takes, as this building deteriorated, and in some cases, when people walk away from them, or they go bankrupt, or whatever else, and Mr. Flynn gets them in court for a number of years, and we end up paying to take them down with that same TIF money. So, you know, what we're doing here is seeing some development before we had to wait another X number of years and take action ourselves to eventually take that building down. So it's a positive thing. I'm just delighted that a company like this has spotted Belleville and seen the potential in this city, and that corner is going to have some vibrancy again. So we have a motion, we have a second. I call for the roll call vote.
Heisler.
Present.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
Holt.
No.
Anderson.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Carpenter.
No.
Hart.
No.
Silsby.
Aye.
Hayden.
No.
Seibert.
Aye.
Elmore.
No.
Schneider.
No.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Arlen.
No.
So we have, what's the minutes, 7-7?
8, well, vote present, so that goes with the majority. So
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 against.
And the chair would vote aye if it's an issue of time, Mr. Flynn, there's not. With his present, I will vote aye, and the motion does carry. Okay. Moving on. Alderman Meyer. No, I'm sorry, we're going back to, we did the next ones. We're going to communications, Mr. Turner.
September 11th, Moment of Remembrance Ceremony. Request from the September 11th Memorial Walkway of Southern Illinois Kids to hold a 9/11 Moment of Remembrance Ceremony on Wednesday, September 11, 2013, at 11:30 a.m. at Firehouse Number 4 at the 1125 South Illinois Street, and the public is invited. We go ahead.
Does anybody have objection? These are annual events that we always have. Go ahead and proceed and have them all done.
Downtown Halloween trick or treat, 10/25/13. Motion to approve the closing of East Main Street on Friday, October 25, 2013, from 4 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. From the east side of High Street to the west side of Charles Street, and the first blocks of North and South Jackson Streets and North and South Charles Streets for the city's annual downtown Halloween trick or treat event to be held from 5:30 to 8. C, Annual Veterans Day celebration. Motion to approve the closing of State Route 159 from A Street to Washington Street and the first blocks of East Main Street and West Main Street from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Monday, November 11, 2013, for the city's annual Veterans Day ceremony to be held at 11 a.m. at the Belleville Public Square. Business after hours. Motion to approve the city hosting the December Business After Hours event at the facility at 510 West Main Street on Thursday, December 5, 2013, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and to allow alcohol to be served at the event. E, the gingerbread cookie walk. Motion to approve the opening of City Hall lobby on Saturday, December 14, 2013, from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. for the annual gingerbread cookie walk. F, request from the Ancient Order of Hibernians to hold the 11th Annual St. Patrick's Day Parade on Saturday, March 16, 2013, from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m., and requesting that traffic control be handled by the Belleville Police Department. And I add that they have dropped their request for to turn the fountain green. That's a good thing. G, request from the Ionized Shriners to hold their circus parade on Friday, May 31st, 2013, commencing at 7:30 p.m. and with assistance from the Belleville Police Department. Also, permission to locate the review stand on the southeast quadrant of the public square and to be provided with barricades to be placed around the review stand. H, request from Belleville Oktoberfest to hold their 2013 festival on the public square on Friday, September 20, 2013, and Saturday, September 21, 2013, and to close the public square from Thursday, September 19 at 5 p.m. until Sunday, September 22 at 12 a.m. Next, request from SWIC PSAP to hold their senior celebration on Friday, May 3, 2013, from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m., and requesting that the 200 block of North Church Street be blocked off from 7 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. They're also requesting barricades, asking that B Street lot be reserved for their guests that day, and asking Parks and Rec to drop off 5 picnic tables and 4 trash cans that morning. And last, request from St. Elizabeth's Hospital asking permission to decorate downtown areas surrounding their campus with red ribbons for Heart Health Awareness Month. They would like to decorate light posts and bump out railings on East and West Main Streets and Illinois Street for 3 blocks out from the fountain. At St. Elizabeth will provide ribbons and labor for hanging and removing the ribbons, and would like to put up the decoration on approval of this request and remove them on March 1, 2013.
Motion by Alderman Seibert, second by Alderman Meyer, to approve the long list of requests that take us through many of the activities for this upcoming year. So are there any questions about what has been read? If not, all in favor of those motions signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion's carried. Petitions, we have none. Resolutions, I'd ask that we read by title only. Resolution number 3125. Motion by Alderman Silsby. Do I hear a second? Second by Alderman Kinsella. All in favor of the motion to read by title only, Resolution 3125, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Turner, you want to read it?
Let's see, the resolution is not uncommon. Well, the resolution is a resolution approving the transfer of volume cap in connection with private activity bond issues and related matters.
We have a motion. Motion by Alderman Silsby. Do I hear a second? Second by Alderman Kinsella. Any discussion?
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll start with Alderman Higgman. You'll be second.
First question, the meetings sometimes run in together. Was this brought before finance?
You know what, it may not have been. It's an annual thing each year that we bring forward. We review it and it comes forward. I don't know that, Jamie, I don't think this we brought to finance. I think we brought it straight to the council. This has been, you know, every year. If you've been on here, it's been here for a number of years. We always review, and if we don't have a project that's ready to be used, we share it with SWIDA. Right, Eric? And they have the understanding that if something would come up, they would work with us immediately. So we reviewed it. We have no projects that qualify. Understand, this is about industrial. So it's you know, we have nothing pending or nothing in the hopper right now. If something would come up to us about industrial, we would immediately call SWIDA and say, hey, we'd like to have you work with us. But if not, otherwise the money does not get used or potentially gets stagnant.
Goes back to the state.
Goes back to the state, and then our area doesn't get the benefit. So working with SWIDA is, if we don't have something pending, why not keep it in the Metro East, this area where we can possibly still use it?
I have no issues with that, Your Honor. This is another one that should, by protocol, go before the Finance Committee and have those discussions with the Finance Committee and update us where we stand on potential projects and programs that may meet those needs of these bonds. But the more particular question is this is resolution number 3125, and yet throughout this resolution it refers to an ordinance. Everywhere, you know, purposes permitted by this ordinance, now therefore be ordained. Section 1, the adoption of this ordinance shall be deemed to be an allocation of such volume cap. Section 4, the provisions of this ordinance are hereby declared to be separable ordinances. I mean, are we adopting an ordinance or resolution? Because if we're adopting a resolution, I don't believe it's proper language.
I apologize, it was a last minute thing. It should say resolution.
So I think that you're gonna need a motion to amend this, motion, Your Honor, and change ordinance to resolution if it's gonna pass.
I would ask that the two people who made the motion here originally,
Sillsby and Kinsella.
okay, would you accept the fact that we found a mistake in the document in your packets, and that where the word ordinance was written, we need to substitute it, put in as it's untitled correctly on the agenda, it is a resolution throughout. You guys accept that? So they accept that amendment, okay. Anything else? Alderman Schneider.
Well, you answered the first question, what are these bonds used for? What is the interest rate?
I have no idea. It's whatever the going rate is the state's allowed to do in these special situations. This is state money that can be used for only certain specific things. And part of it is too that, I guess Mr. Lundy just contacted us and asked if we would do this because there's a time limit by when it has to be done. And we always wait to the last minute, relative to the last minute, in case something comes up that we don't transfer it and have to go right back and ask for it. But I don't know what the exact interest rate is. We'd have to inquire that from probably Mike Lundy or somebody who deals with this more often.
And I agree with Alderman Hayden. Why wasn't this gone before the committee that it should have been?
Well, you know, Alderman Schneider, it could have. I guess it could have, and I can apologize for that. But all of you, even the youngest alderman on this council, which has been at least 2 years almost, has had this in front of them now twice. Some of you had it in front of you 4 times, some of you many times. And it's not a new thing. The situation hasn't changed. We're simply trying to make sure that the money doesn't automatically go back to the state of Illinois and gets taken out of this area. And like I said, in a perfect scenario, once again, I'll make this statement. If we had additional staff people and we could be on top of all this stuff like this, but this came along, Mike called and said, hey, kind of lost track of the time, can we get this on the agenda? And this is not something that's any different than it's been every year in the past. So I apologize. Yes, technically it probably could have gone to committee first, but I think that we're big enough to know by now that we've done this year after year, and it's pretty much something that needs the council's approval, and it's not something that we're breaking a rule because it didn't go to finance first. Should it have? Probably. Okay? We have a motion and we have a second to transfer this volume cap by resolution. And if there's no further questions, I'd ask for a roll call vote.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
Holt. Anderson.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Carpenter.
President.
Hart.
Aye.
Sillsby.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Schneider.
No.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Arlen.
Motion carries. The next one, ordinances. I'd ask for a motion to read by title only. Ordinance 7668, 7669, 7670, and 7671.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Kinsella, second by Alderman Sillsby. Any discussion? Is there a problem? These are pretty much the zoning ordinances, I believe. Is there a problem if we read them as a group? Hearing none, proceed.
A zoning ordinance for Sharon and Heather Knoblet, which is the Acropolis, case 76. A zoning ordinance for missionary Oblates of Mary Immaculate, case 2. A zoning ordinance for Rick Casey Jr., St. Clair County Highway Department, case 4. And a zoning ordinance for St. Paul's Home for the Aged, case 5.
We have a motion. Do I hear a motion? Motion to approve by Alderman Sillsby. Do I hear a second to approve these ordinances? Second by Alderman Rudowitz. And we're approving, once again, just for the record, the motions will be for approving ordinances 76, 68, 69, 70, and 71. Any discussion? Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Carpenter.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Sillsby.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert. Elmore.
Aye.
Schneider.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Arlen.
motion carries, all the ordinances passed. Unfinished business, I don't, yes,
I
ma'am.
have a question.
Yes, I have one too.
Okay, Alderman Holt goes first, okay? She spoke up first.
I have a question that was in the minutes. Alderman Schneider did ask for some information, a FOIA request about failed tips. It's been a couple of weeks. I also asked for a copy of the same thing and have not received it.
I think we got, Eric, you wanna, we explained that there's gonna take some time, you're working on it?
Yeah, I'll have it by the end of this week.
You know, it's probably, Eric, just out of, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. How many hours have you spent in January on these FOIAs?
About 48.
48 hours of collecting FOIAs for,
For information you claim to already be monitoring. That's
we
ridiculous.
are, but some of this original
We're not
scope.
monitoring if you can't just go click, 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 here are the files. We're not monitoring them.
Well, then I'm sure you'll be very supportive when I'm asking for another person in economic development, another staff person, come to budget.
I have absolutely no problems
Okay.
with Mr. Schneider. Schuster, he is an excellent public servant. I appreciate his work ethic very much. What I object to is that we do not have the information in a reasonable way that we can get at it. We have an antiquated filing system. Our computer system is completely inadequate. And again, if we would use tip money on things we really need instead of things that may or may not, we would not have this problem. We have got to monitor what we're doing.
We are monitoring, I can tell you, but what she's asking for is very detailed, and there's stuff in files in the basement. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, my two questions is, one is to deal with the article in the paper I'd like to read, and the next one is, I dropped a FOIA off last Friday at 4:45, so I know I can't count last Friday, I count Monday. So as of tomorrow morning, I should have my FOIA that's due in 5 days. It's the one on the Wagner, it says, please provide.
Working days, working days.
That's right, so it would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of last week. And Monday is.
Which one is it?
The one that I brought in, 12513. Please provide all copies of all business agreements between the City of Belleville and Wagner Motor Car Company, too. I am also requesting a list of all payments made to them on or their behalf by the city. If any agreement required them to repay the city, I would like a list of those receipts. So if I turned it, but I realized it was at 4:45 on Friday, so I'll count it as starting of Monday.
You have to count it this Monday anyway. You never count the day you get it.
Okay, well, that's what I'm doing. So tomorrow morning, I should have this.
I'll check it.
And then into the article in the paper. In the B&D article, you, Mayor, you said my request was broad and I should talk to you about specific businesses. I did ask you about Wagner in an email, and your reply was, at this time, I am unable to confirm or deny.
You asked me in the email what I could tell you about Wagner being sold. And at the time, I said I can neither confirm or deny anything pertaining to Wagner. I was asked by the owners of the business to not say anything until their business transaction was final with GM and until they chose to announce it. Now, out of courtesy, if this city can't be entrusted by the business community to give their word and respect that, then we'll never do any business with anybody that's any substantial. These are 100-year-old businesses, Wagner's and Joseph, who have been very loyal to Belleville, and I think that I think Rusty Wagner and Brad Joseph, I talked to both of them again today, and I think they were very appreciative of the fact that the city didn't jump the gun and that they had the opportunity to work through this and get this accomplished.
But this is the people's money. It's not, this is all of the taxpayers' money that we're talking about. And you just stated that it was wait till GM okayed it. Well, the next day it was in the paper, so GM didn't okay it on Monday, and then Tuesday it goes in the paper. That had to have been okayed before Tuesday.
No. GM approved it the day that they released it, or when Will Bush made the story. It was approved that same morning, that same day. And Brad Joseph asked that we still not say anything until he gave the word, because they wanted to tell their employees first before.
The employees knew.
Lillian, obviously you have, but I'm gonna tell you something. I talked to these gentlemen today, and there was still doubts and there was still uncertainty until the paperwork was signed by GM when they had the final signing. So I can tell you, as much as you think you may have all the details, you know, and I can bring Mr. Joseph back here, I guess, but it was a very detailed business deal, and all I can say is we are very, very fortunate that the Joseph family stepped up to the plate and is keeping a GM and a Buick franchise in Belleville. Because if they would have left, I think it's safe to say we'd never see another one in the city of Belleville in its history. So I'm very pleased the way this worked out. The city's going to get more sales tax. There will be more sales from the things that they have planned and the things that he's going to be able to do, where Rusty Wagner's hands were tied on a lot of these things, and where he had been, you know, really had a very difficult time. He won the battle to get his franchise back, but it was very clear that there were some people at Detroit that wanted to see him lose the war. I am extremely pleased.
Money that helped him get that back.
I will tell you, yes it was, but you know what, Lillian, in all honesty, Alderman Schneider, most of that money that he got back was his own money. The TIF money, he pays $104,000 a year. Jamie, correct me if I'm wrong. He pays $104,000 a year in property tax. Close to that. We rebate, no sir. We rebate 50% of that, and what we did in order to save him, as was explained in the paper, we ended up front-loading that deal, with the exception of we paid the money to help him get his franchise back, the $152,000 grant. But I will tell you, between the property tax, that was a field in St. Clair County that we got no tax money on prior to that deal, and the sales tax that he brings in every year. While we don't have an exact penny to penny, I can tell you we probably already either have been or are real close to being totally repaid for that those dollars that we invested in Rusty Wagner.
That's just what I was going to say. If he would have went to a bank, it would have been every penny he repays. We're just giving money away like it's candy.
But do you think it would have been a better deal to lose Wagner?
Well, I'll tell you, after all the money we gave him, yes.
Do you understand how much a year? Alderman Hayden.
Your Honor, several questions and follow-ups. First, well, I wasn't planning on discussing, but you raised the question that they pay $104,000 property tax, so it's their money getting back. I wish I think there's a lot of citizens out here in this audience that wish that the property tax they pay on their home, that they could just get right back to their selves too.
But all of us are not creating, in some cases, $300,000 to $450,000 a year in sales tax. That is what's paying for policemen and firemen salaries. Between Joseph and Wagner's, when things are going at their peak, there can be up to $800,000 plus a year in sales tax. It doesn't take many years like that to pay this whole investment back, and the taxpayers reap it forever thereafter. Folks, if we didn't keep those couple car dealerships, we were going to, number one, you think Belleville Crossing would have been on our doorstep to develop if Wagner and Joseph hadn't committed to be there and have us create that intersection, that extra way in or out? I'm not saying that property would never develop, but I'll tell you right now, and that's an additional $700,000 to $800,000 a year sales tax that we've been getting since.
Your Honor, I'm not debating you on the merits of the sales tax. I'm just making a statement on the comment that you made, and I just find it a little offensive to me as a taxpayer to think that they should get that money back when if they're paying into the tax increment financing district and they're raising the values of that property that was zero-based before, then inquiring minds are starting to ask, with the Bicentennial Park being in TIF 16, why is TIF 16 being loaned from TIF 3 to do the park? Why are we building a bridge with bonds that is excessive revenue from the 17th Street bonds that we're going to use and we're paying interest on, Your Honor, that we're going to be paying off the TIF down the road? If TIF 16, where the two car dealerships are providing stable property tax, why is that park needing to borrow money from two other entities?
I think if you just go back for a second, Alderman Hayden, and realize, in order to make the Wagner and Joseph deal, we had to create roadway. We had to create the roadway, Belleville West Parkway. We had to create the intersection. We had commitments as part of the annexation agreements were to get 17th Street through. And while all that money wasn't available every step of the way right now, because we were initially paying them their 50% plus paying for these road projects, we ended up, when it was all put together, we intentionally put it together to link up with TIF 3 so that we had a funding source to help us get this project started. Now, it's no secret now that Wagner's deal is paid out, so all that now will start to go into the TIF and start to add up real quickly. And Joseph still got the increment over the period of years that we so specified in his development agreement. But it's very clear that we had to do it that way to make the project work, to make all the dots connect and all the things that we did. But consequently, what we were able to do since 2005, when right after I became mayor, we saved two car dealerships. We built a new road out to Belleville West High School, access at that intersection. We've created a new shopping center at Belleville Crossing. We've purchased a new park property. We've taken a road that now connects from that location at 15 all the way through to 17th Street to Sullivan Drive, all the way up to Route 50 to Spreadview Heights. We've connected a corridor that has tremendous possibilities for commerce. And we've made it safer for our school kids and our seniors to go to the shopping center or out there, not having to get on a very busy Route 15 every time they step out there. We've accomplished a lot in a short time, and it's all done with the initiative of TIF, which is one of the tools the state gives us. So that's really all I can say.
No, and again, I understand what you're saying, but it's been, those dealerships have been there for a long time. I would have thought that we brought in enough money to pay for the roads and infrastructure and all that. And it goes back again, Your Honor, to the citizens, at least the citizens that I'm speaking to. They have concerns and reservations of what is going on with their tax dollars, and they have a legitimate right to ask those questions. And the questions that Ms. Schneider are asking, as well as others, are based on that. And the reason, or the primary reason I voted against the Kroger ruler is the $200,000 going to the largest grocery store chain in the United States, when again, you can sit there and tell me, as you've done before, Ward 5 has got this, Ward 5's got that. Well, it's not only Ward 5, Your Honor. There's people in Ward 5, people in Ward 3, Ward 2 that are in TIF 3 that are saying, when is my streets, when is my curbs, when is my sidewalks going to get fixed? And you're talking about 48 hours of this gentleman researching stuff. I think it's time, Your Honor, that we start using TIF to buy the computer technology that we need for a police department, the computer technology we need to track TIF in order to be able to justify and give the answers to the public in a more readable manner. And you're going to discuss, I think in a few minutes here, why isn't it on the website?
Mr. Hayden, Alderman Hayden, how many times have I said that we are working towards the computer technology upgrades? We are not. Some things I read or I'm told about makes it sound like we have no computers here at City Hall. That's not true. Under this administration, we've hired a director and an assistant to the IT department. We have made many upgrades. Would we all like a new updated computer system? Sure. We'd all like it. And I think it's fair to say we're working towards that. But we're not without computers. And I think, you know, that's a misnomer. That's not true. We're going to work towards that, and I've explained that that's in my plans to make that happen. But it's like anything, you know, we just came out of the worst recession since the Great Depression in the last, and we're not even totally out of it, but it is getting better. We're seeing some signs. Sales tax continues to increase, and we're in the black, and we have been able to work through it. And we did not have to lay off any policemen and firemen like a lot of cities did around us. Now, we had some layoffs, and we had some belt tightening, but we have continued to grow this city in spite of some very tough economic times. And I'm proud of the way that we were able to grow the city with Belleville Crossing, Joseph, and we had to use TIF. We don't have an interstate, as I said in my guest viewpoint, and we've had to use the tools that are at our beck and call, mainly Enterprise Zone and TIF. And we have made it work, and like I said, a lot of this stuff has been repeated many times. So, is there anything I missed on here?
I just said I'd be trying to find a way to put it into, if FOIA requests are taking that amount of time, I would certainly make that a priority to serve citizens.
Well, it's high on our list of things to do, Alderman Hayden. But like I said, I think it's very clear how we've looked at this stuff and what we've prioritized. And you know, we're getting there. The list is getting slowly worked through. Who is next?
Are you going to do item C around before we go into executive session?
If you would like, I can do item C right now. That way, if somebody's not coming back in after executive session.
Thank you.
I will simply tell you this, and Alderman Carpenter will get to you, but since I'm being... Item C on the agenda, on the last page. No, I'll still let you have another thing. He asked, and this is unfinished business too, really. I don't know. It could have been placed up there just as easily, okay?
I just didn't want us to
I won't.
rush them out of there.
I'm not, I appreciate that, and I'll gladly work that out. The website, as many of you know, and we've given updates, is still not officially up and running, and quite honestly, there's still a number of staff people who are not 100% satisfied with where we're at with this company. We're going to be meeting with them again and talking with them in the next day or two. As far as the question that was raised by Mr. White about, or I think it might have been, Bob, about streamlining. We didn't look at streamlining on our web at the same time. As you know, we are working with Lindenwood to televise city council meetings. I've never opposed that. Now, Lindenwood, Dr. Evans, I think about a week ago, Linda, called my office and said, Mayor, I've given the final blessing, the board's given the blessing, we are now ready to proceed with the final details to make this happen. So we finally got their blessing, okay? There's a meeting being set up between Mike Wall, who runs Lindenwood's program over in St. Charles, and he oversees this one, Charter Cable, and my staff, and Rich Peppers, etc. In the next few days ahead, they're trying to get scheduled so that we can determine what equipment they're going to come out here and look over this room here again, what equipment that we will need to purchase, and if the money's going to go over that initial $6,000 that we so approved. We'll have answers, I'm hoping within days, but, you know, they got to coordinate the meeting between the dean of the dean of that program at Lindenwood and the executives from Charter, and we'll make our schedules work around them. So that's happening. We wanted Lindenwood to do this because if we have to set this up here where staff has to come in every meeting, number one, it's a learning experience for their students. They want to do it. They not only want to just do city council meetings, they want to film different events in the city, stuff for the 200th, it might be parade, it might be all kinds of stuff. This is going to be on their educational channel that they got permission from Lindenwood, from Charter, the PEG channel, and they're going to do a good job with this. It's going to be part of their learning experience, and it'll save us from having ongoing expenses, and they're going to help. As I told you, there was a long slowdown because at one point, Charter thought that their hookup fee was going to be almost $40,000 more than they originally quoted us, because of some fiber optic concerns. After a number of meetings and a lot of checking, they came back and resolved that issue and said that that was not the case that they had brought to our attention, and that they would be able, they feel, to do it much at the rate that they originally promised. But the only question yet is about fixed equipment that we might need here at City Hall. So now, as far as the website, going back to Mr. White's question, once we get this website and we get some firm commitment to finalize it and get it done, we're going to look at also the ability, if they can stream that at the same time. But I would have the Lindenwood students also be involved with, hopefully helping us with that and taking that. So there should be a couple of new opportunities. Can I give you the exact date it's going to start? No. We're making a lot of progress. We're getting closer. And I think we're going to be able to do this in a way that's not going to be an extreme cost burden to the taxpayers. And I'm fully willing and excited about televising. I think everybody should see this. Anything else? Yes, sir.
This pertains to Alderwoman Schneider. I'm a little confused. I don't know why us as elected officials sitting here have to go and file a FOIA.
You don't have to.
You don't.
You don't have to. We told her that.
Why?
She insists that she wants to do it.
Why
but
she
we
doing
don't.
this?
Well, if she just requests it, she's done it because she insists to file the FOIA, Alderman Carpenter. But we have told her, Mrs. Fields has told her, she doesn't have. We're going to give her. But understand, in the last year, I mean, we have been inundated, our staff, with more requests from aldermen than we've ever had, and an enormous amount of FOIAs from the outside world. Now, FOIA is wonderful. Transparency is wonderful. But you understand, we've got people FOIAing the city for information because now they can by law, and they just want our database, our customer base. They want it for their companies. This has gotten carried away. It's gotten bizarre. And we got to stop it. We got X number of days to provide this stuff in. So but she does not have to fill out a FOIA.
Well, I understand that, but what I'm trying to say is, I mean, you and Linda Fields are going to be held accountable when you don't give information to elected officials. That's called incompetency and shallow.
I've always given anything an elected official.
Not from what I've heard from other aldermen. I'm sorry, Mrs. Fields.
Who did you hear that from?
We need specifics, because that's not true. That's
Why
a
are they
mistake.
filing FOIAs?
They don't have to file a
I
FOIA.
told them
What
they
is this
didn't
going
have
on?
to. I don't know why. Why is it? Ask the lady.
Was there one more question
Why
that we're
did you
going to...
file a FOIA?
Because that way I have a paper trail of what I'm doing.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, I always hear
That's
people
fine.
not getting information from the administration all the time for 4 years.
Well, I wish you'd be more specific, because I think that's not true. That's not true.
Linda asked me a question, and I was trying to answer her, and everybody just talked over what Linda has asked me, why I FOIA. And did anybody hear me when I said it?
Yes.
Well, I'm glad somebody did.
I have an easy question.
Good.
I know it's early in the process, but do you anticipate the 200th anniversary committee making a presentation about some of their plans?
Yes. I can't give an exact date, but they're working hard, and they will be giving updates. They will be coming here with permission for their event soon. For the first step, they'll give an update then, some of the members of the executive committee, and you'll see that periodically. That'll start pretty soon.
Okay, thank you.
That's not, certainly because we want to spread the word and make that a very inclusive.
What I hear is very, very good.
I think it's excellent. I'm excited about it.
So may I ask one question? When I asked about the FOIAs, we talked about them. The one I turned in on, make sure I say the date right, 1/25/13. Can I pick that up tomorrow, or will it not be ready?
Call Linda first in the morning. Let's
I
check.
don't have to check.
She had to check. She doesn't have her file with her here. Let's make sure we got everything. The staff's been trying hard. We're trying to get all this together. But
this
didn't
is
you?
This is a separate one from the one where when you sent me a letter and also emailed me, and I emailed you back, and I said, yes, that other one, I would give 2 weeks on. This is a separate one.
That's one Eric is working.
I'm working on the first one still.
He's working on the first one still.
And I'm
Well,
probably
this
gonna
one is a separate one, and it's only one company.
I understand that.
And
He's
the
trying
files
to.
about that fit with the information that you look.
On the one company, one on 125. Well, does the copier, I mean, can you run it through the copier? And that should only take a few minutes. Unless you have to block out things I'm not allowed to see.
No. I had meetings all day today, and meetings all day tomorrow. I've been looking up other information. I've had other duties to do other than just make these copies. And I just want to make sure I give you everything that we have, that you asked for.
And we do have to read through the file, Alderman Schneider, because you're right. There are sometimes some personal information from businesses that would not be appropriate for us to copy and just turn loose. There could be their tax ID numbers or different things that are not Social Security, whoever, that is not our privy to give out. So he does have to.
But it's not just a certain person. I am a city official.
I understand that, but I'll be honest with you. Once we release certain things that we're entrusted with, you know, we have to. He does have to look through the file, and he does have to copy it, and he does have to. It takes time, and you got a couple of your own requests ahead of that one.
Why should I not be able to see everything you're seeing, Mayor? That's what I'm getting at with transparency.
But do you want, you know, I'm not sure, or some of you want to have a second copy of file cabinets equal to City Hall at your house? I mean, if you have a specific...
Maybe we do.
Well, you know, but you have, we have given, and I think Mrs. Fields, you know, I think she has been bent over backwards being the head FOIA officer. Not that we have to treat... not that we treat the aldermen that they have to do FOIA, but we go through the same procedure. If we get requests for a lot of information, Linda we go through the same process so that we do it diligently, and she is very thorough and been very faithful about doing that. There's just been an abundance of requests, and we're trying hard, and we'll work with you. But you have to be more specific.
I have not turned in that many FOIAs.
Okay. Is there anything else under unfinished business, or I'm going to include this under miscellaneous and new business because we've had a wide gamut here. Hearing none, I'm going to go to the motor fuel claims and ask for a motion to approve $3,240.53. Motion by Alderman Seibert. Do I hear a second? Second by Alderman Meyer. Do I hear any discussion on that topic? Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Meyer. Holt. Anderson.
Aye.
Rudowitz. Carpenter.
Aye.
Hart. Selsby. Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert. Elmore.
Aye.
Schneider.
Aye.
Musgrove. Arlen.
Good, we're okay with motor fuels. This time I'd ask for a motion to go in executive session for the purpose of discussing, it's primarily litigation on a case. Is there anything else, Mike? Well, I'll just name it, personnel, contract negotiations, litigation, and property acquisition, which I don't think most of these apply tonight, but do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Kinsella. Who was the second? Second by Alderman Carpenter. Any discussion? All in favor of going executive session, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion. Okay, we are back in open session, and at this time, I would ask for a motion to give Rod Thompson, our attorney, and the mayor authority to settle a workman's comp case with Fire Captain Brant Main for $39,759.30. This is the outcome, we're proposing to be the final settlement after dealing with an injury where he did have back surgery and was off for approximately, I guess, 14 weeks. So that's the motion I'd be asking for. Motion by...
It's 38 cents.
38 cents instead of 30, I'm sorry. I have a motion by Alderman Rudowitz. Do I hear a second? Second by Alderman Meyer. Do I hear discussion? Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Meyer. Holt. Anderson. Rudowitz. Carpenter. Hart. Selsby. Hayden. Seibert. Elmore. Schneider.
Aye.
Musgrove. Arlen.
Motion carries. I ask for a motion to adjourn. Motion by Alderman Meyer, second by Alderman Anderson. All in favor of adjournment, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.